Hello traders, welcome back to the JC Trades YouTube channel where I post my raw and authentic trading journey. Today is January 14th, 2026. I'll be walking guys through the trades that I took today. So today we ended up taking two different trades. One was a long and one was a short, and we had different ideas for the reason that we wanted each trade. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and break it down. Okay, so to start off the day, if we go on the 4-hour time frame and we look strictly at our gaps, we have a 4-hour bullish gap. They got inverse to the downside. So this was inversed, and then we have no gaps. We have no bullish gaps. So basically nothing to hold us from going lower. So to go in off the day, my original quote-unquote bias was bearish, as there's so much liquidity down here, as you can tell, and it was just obvious for shorts. So if I replay time, if I replay this, we come down and immediately off market open sweep all of these lows. So it took a lot of our liquidity off first, but we're looking for a retracement into this 15-minute gap for then continuations lower. That's the model that I traded all last week that profited me, and it's what I was looking for again. So price comes up and taps this 15-minute gap. Now I'm looking for an inverse to the downside, but because we don't have any fair value gaps on this manipulation leg, I'm looking for a change in state, which is something I've been experimenting with and back testing, is adding in different entry confirmations. So the way I trade is I can trade breaker blocks or order blocks, but my main one is inverse fair value gaps, where we have, so for example, if we look at this gap here, we have a 1-minute gap here, bearish one, and we inversed it right here on this candle. So that's what I'm looking for, but to the downside. But because we have no gaps, I'm looking for this change in the state, which is basically like kind of like from the way I know it, is a breaker structure. So we come down and we eventually close below that low and get a change in the state on this low here. And I don't know why I took a long here. I think because we came down and swept all these lows, and then we came up and inversed this 1 minute. So I took a stab here, and then I did, if we look at this 5-minute, I put my stop at the CE of the 5-minute gap. I don't know why I took a long here, if I'm being honest. I guess in the moment it seemed like the right thing to do, but now I'm looking back. There's a bearish SMT at the high, changing the state. All this lower liquidity still down here resting. I don't know why I didn't just slam a short here off of this change in the state. Stops right above this high, 40-point stop, and then target this low here. I don't know why I didn't do that. I mean, this would have been a beautiful trade, and as you'll see later, it worked out. But yeah, I end up taking this trade for a long, and if we play it, I end up getting stopped out. So at this point of the session, I was down, I believe 460, because I sized up a little bit. I'm starting to risk 1% of my account, so lost 460 on that, which had me a little upset, because right after I took the trade, I'm like, why? My whole idea was watching this tap into this 15-minute gap and trading off of it. I don't know why I took a long here. I don't. I have no explanation. But I watched the session. Came down, swept more liquidity. Let me just play it forward. Came down, swept this. So this is where this play would have worked. If I had a short off of this change in the state, stops above here, which it was no drawdown off rip, and then came down and took this for a 1 to almost 3. This would have been such a banger trade. This is a $700, $800, $900 day right here. But I mean, it is what it is. Move on to the next. Now if I look on, let me look on this. Later on in the session, around 11:30. Around 11:30 was another trading opportunity. It's the same idea I had up top, where we have this tap into this 15-minute gap. This tap into this 15-minute gap. So now I'm just looking for an entry model. Oh, I didn't mean to play that. Which we get here. I wanted to enter the trade here, place my stops here for a cheap 36 stop, and then target down here to this low. And this is where trading started to play with me a little bit. This is where emotion started to get in check a little bit. I click my button, but I don't get filled. My order gets rejected. Don't know why, but I don't get filled here. Okay, fine. So now I wait for another entry. I'm waiting for an inverse of this 1 minute gap down here, which we do eventually get. So I'm in off of this candle here. I believe actually I waited for a retracement actually. Yeah, I waited for a small retracement, which I believe we get here. Yeah, and I entered right here on this candle close. So I entered here, stops above this little high here for 30 points. And then stop or take profit down here at this low. So took this trade, and for full confirmation for me for this, like that is actually gonna run, is if we inverse this 5 minute gap. This is like our last line of defense. So price comes down and eventually inverses this gap. So now I'm like, okay, this is definitely gonna run down to my take profit. Eventually comes down and smashes it. So I'm out the trade. I left one runner, but I decided to just close it out here to finish the day at 120, which means it was around a $600 trade, 630, whatever it was. $600 trade, but because of that major loss that we took in the beginning, only finished 120. But not only because I know both of my reads were right. I mean, my reads were correct. I don't know why I took a long up here, but I'm not. It messes with me for sure. This is gonna be something that I'm gonna have to deal with later when I'm journaling this trade. But I mean, it's alright. It is what it is. We move on to the next day. I'll reflect on this today, and then another trading day tomorrow. Thursday should be a good trading day. So follow my rules. Trust myself. That's the biggest thing. I need to trust myself. I don't know why I took a long up here, but I knew it was going short. Well, not new, but I had a feeling that it was going to go short based off this change in the state and everything that I've seen. SMT at the high. And even down here, I believe there's an SMT as well. Let me see. Yeah, there's an SMT down here as well in this 15-minute gap. So you have an SMT here. It's the same exact setup as above. So this is, another banger trade. This is letting me know that my model works. Or not my model, but the model that I'm trading works. And to stick with it, continue with it. So let me go back full screen here. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you have any tips in the comments or have any questions even, not that I'm a teacher of trading as yet, as I'm still trying to learn, but I know a little bit. So if you have any questions or you have anything to tell me, please let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Like the vid, subscribe if you want, and see you guys in the next breakdown. Peace.